All right, guys. So unfortunately, I have to come before you today and apologize for my actions in my previous video. I was hoping this day wouldn't come, but I need to do it. Some might even say that I've made a severe and a continuous lapse in my judgment that needs to stop at this point. So I just wanted to come forward and be honest about what happened. Now, initially, I thought, I should go big. Maybe I could do like a dance routine to explain it to you better. But apparently someone already beat me to that. And I thought, hey, I'm an expert on the ukulele. Maybe I could write you up a song that'd go over really well. But someone has beat me to that as well. So I thought, you know what? Just be honest. Come forward. Be sincere with your audience, and talk about your faults. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, in yesterday's video, I talked about Lunchly, which is the new Lunchables ripoff product made by KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast. And in that video, I briefly talked about the live stream where they announced their the launch of their product. And in that video, they kidnapped a child. Sorry, they didn't kidnap a child. They invited a child onto the show, known as the Rizzler. If you don't know who that is, the Rizzler is an 8-year-old. He is an internet sensation based on his face, is a famous expression that he does. He's known as the Rizzler. And I, unfortunately, based on the lore that I knew around the infamous Rizzler, I believed that the Rizzler was the youngest son of AJ, aka the Costco guy. If you're unfamiliar, Costco guy, he's famous. Double chunk chocolate cookie, right? That guy, excuse me, it really messes with my cold. That guy has blown up, obviously, and Meat Cannon even did a parody of the double chunk chocolate cookie guy. Now, from what I knew, I thought that the Rizzler was the youngest son of that guy, but people have let me know in the comments that I was wrong. They're actually not related at all. And I feel that I have been bamboozled because I believed he was the son. Some might even say that I may have been scammed. No, I'm not going to use that word. I don't like all these YouTubers who use the word scam all the time. They put it in the titles of all their videos. I would never do something like that. So I'm not going to use that word. I'm going to say I was bamboozled. Now, I was bamboozled because, if you don't know, I watched the Meat Cannon parody video, and obviously that was a big hit. And then I found AJ's YouTube channel, the father. I found his YouTube channel after, watched a couple of his shorts, and then obviously the YouTube algorithm has recommended me his videos continuously for weeks since I first watched that. And if you don't know, on his channel, excuse me, the Rizzler keeps showing up on all of his recent shorts. In fact, there's one short where it's AJ's entire family. It's AJ, it's Big Justice, his actual son, his daughter, his wife, and the Rizzler shows up. And the Rizzler shows up in a bunch of the shorts. So I assumed that he was the son of AJ. And I also assumed that because of the cartoon that Meat Cannon did. If you don't know the Meat Cannon cartoon, the AJ sells his son, Big Justice, for a Costco discount. And then at the end of the video, he replaces his son with the Rizzler. So I assumed, based on everything that I saw, I assumed I knew the lore behind Rizzler, and the Rizzler was the youngest son of AJ, the Costco guy. But I was mistaken, guys. You have all let me know in the comments, many of you, that is not the case. So I apologize for that severe lapse in my judgment. It turns out that the Rizzler is not related to AJ in any way. He actually has a different father. Now, one thing I do want to mention about that, in the Logan Paul live stream that they did announcing their Lunchly product, like I said, they had the Rizzler. You could barely tell it's him in like 2 pixels because the Wi-Fi was so terrible. But they had the Rizzler on. And Logan Paul goes so far as to say, because this was filmed on a Monday, he says that they convinced the kid to skip school to promote their Lunchly product.
Are you skipping school today, bro? You are skipping a little bit of school, huh? How old are you, bro? 8 years old? I know, my bad. Are your teachers watching?
Now, obviously, guys, I am not an expert on child labor laws or anything like that, but I do think it's very inappropriately that you would pull a kid out of school. He's 8 years old, like he needs to be in school learning, and you would pull him out just to promote your stupid Lunchly launch. I hope at the very least that the Rizzler was paid a lot of money for that. I don't know labor laws that they can actually pay him a bunch of money, but like that was a situation that you probably shouldn't have done. Now, one thing I want to add at the end, because I didn't mention this in the last video about Lunchly, and I want to put this out there because when this happens in 6 months, I want to have video evidence of this. But I do think that Lunchly is actually going to get sued by Lunchables. Scott, why would you think that, Scott? Well, they picked a name, Lunchly, that is very similar to Lunchables, when in reality they could have named it anything. They could have named it Beast Bites or Beast Meals, right? They picked a very similar name that will probably confuse some people going in who don't know the difference, and they think this is just a new Lunchables product, right? And if you think that's far-fetched, well, Mr. Beast has actually been sued before. He launched his candy bar, and one of his candy bars was the peanut butter bar that he named D's Nuts. Now, another company had the rights to D's Nuts, and they actually sued Mr. Beast successfully, and Mr. Beast had to change the name of that product. He actually rebranded his entire chocolate bar series after that happened. So this has happened before, even for Mr. Beast, where he picked a very unfortunate name close to another product that already existed and got sued and lost. So I do think that Lunchly will actually get sued for naming themselves similar to Lunchables. That's just my prediction. It's just my opinion. I don't really know for sure, but I do think that's going to happen, and I want to put that on video for future reference. But you know, that's not what this video is about. I apologize for getting the lore wrong around the Rizzler, guys. I don't currently follow a bunch of 8-year-olds on YouTube. That's not really my demographic of, you know, YouTubers that I like to watch. So I didn't know that the Rizzler was not actually the youngest son of AJ, the Costco guy. So I do apologize for that, and hopefully in the future I will not make that mistake again.